LH back in, signing in, bringing you what is 100% authentic, can never be compromised or manufactured. Yeah, you guys, so I just have a lot to say today. I watched one of my friends, my YouTube family, someone from my YouTube family, Candy's video about how white Africans are more African than African Americans, and I recently did my video on the whole Umar Johnson, Roland Martin panel, and just how disillusioned a lot of black Americans are, and how they want to fight more so in defense of whiteness than going hard when someone white goes hard on black people, and just disillusioned, and how we just don't have any unity, as much unity as we should. And obviously this goes all over the board, not just in America, but this is all global. Whenever black people are involved, you have black people overseas, you have Africans overseas in their own country. Granted, they're 90 million, I believe, of the population. They're more black. It's a black country, and it's more black people in Africa than there is in the United States. And I wanted to kind of do a video talking about this. It's been weighing on my heart, and I just saw a video about, even a YouTuber talking about how most African Americans aren't African. They're actually indigenous. I don't necessarily subscribe to that. I mean, I'm willing to take someone else's point of view, but I know for a fact, I know that it is possible to be mixed with Native American, but to say that we're not from Africa, I don't necessarily believe that. But okay, you're kind of, you're entitled to your own opinions, but that's not the point. I just noticed how a lot of Africans kept saying, yeah, we keep saying that you guys aren't, on the comment section, you aren't Africans. How the hell are we not Africans? Granted, if you take a DNA test, you will have things coming to Africa. And people don't necessarily, they say that these DNA tests, how could you trust people who have historically lied? That's not me saying that. That's how people say, how can you trust people who have historically lied and expect them to tell you who you really are? But my thing is, it makes sense because we look the closest to being African as African American. But you'll have people that will say, and this is what the person tried to do, I believe he's a black man, CD Furry, compare African American actors and influential people in the state with pictures versus tribal African people from all over Africa, how there's obviously differences. First of all, for Africans and those people saying that we're not African Americans aren't African, and adversaries of that, how could you, of course we're not going to look full-fledged African, because granted in Africa they had some colonization, South Africa, they don't necessarily look like us, but you have to give the history. America was definitely the grounds for a lot of resourceful rapings as far as people. Like, part of us are a product of colonization, rape, and I'm a product of willing admixture and also rape admixture. I just be. If the reason why we don't necessarily look 100% African is because of the history of the rape of ignorant people saying that slaves and if Africans are related to African Americans are truly African, then how come we don't look the same? Dummy, because we mixed with Europeans here. You guys necessarily didn't have to go through all that. But then again, you still are being colonized. On their platform are talking that China's army is in Africa. How low can you say that you're prideful of your country, but you have other people setting up shop in Africa? You have Chinese people discriminating against Africans. That should never happen. That is crazy for someone to come in my house, set up shop, and dictate to me how I'm going to be treated in my own house and then treat me worse than I would treat any stranger coming to my house. Is ridiculous. And all this divisiveness I'm hearing going on with South Africa and with the West and anybody else. Ethiopians, South Africa targeting Ethiopians and other Africans, sub-Saharan Africans, Nigerians against Nigeria. Like, it's ridiculous and disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. And just to say, oh, we have tribal differences. You take, just because your nose is one way or you have a higher forehead, that dictates to you that because we find one little menial difference that we're going to attack each other, opposed to the people who are raping and pillaging and stealing resources from your own country. It's just buffoonery, and I have to say this, it's some nigger shit. Like, how are you so-called the original people? You're original people, but you're just letting people take and mistreat the motherland like this. I don't understand that. I don't understand. I have to be real with that. I was watching Candy's video, and it was just disgusting and just peasantry that I saw, like, what people were leaving a so-called African person. I'm willing to believe it's a white supremacist, but saying that they depend on the UN and Western civilizations to take care of them, but you can take care of yourself. You have all these resources, and that's what I'm saying about, it's not just Africa. This is the topic of it, but it's all around black people. We need to take pride in our own accomplishments, what we've been done for ourselves, and stop thinking that we need to depend on other people like we're children, like a mother or father versus a child predicament. And this whole divisiveness with Africans versus other Africans and Africans versus African Americans versus West Indians, it's bullshit, and you're looking stupid at this point, because you know that with all that going on, you have a bigger problem, which is the capitalization, exploitation, and ravaging and pillage of resources. I mean, Africa, by Asian, just immigrants and other people taking and making you, the original people in Africa, the bitches. Like I said, I watched this video of a white man going off on an African woman in Africa in a restaurant about her children. I mean, that was ridiculous. Being your immigrant white man in that country, disrespecting a native there, you should have no gall to go as far as calling her all types of whatever bitches and I think ape epitois and just monkey epitois. This is what I don't understand too. I have noticed some Africans also going harder on other people, black people or Africans, more than they'll go on the white pillagers and the white exhorters and exploitative individuals. Then they'll go on. It's just like, do you not understand how stupid you look? It's like that whole Roland Martin situation. There is no unity unless it's too late. And this is what I mean to say. Some people, and unfortunately in the community and overseas, black people are looking for solutions that require them to do nothing. They want to be comfortable in a situation that is uncomfortable, you don't get results by being comfortable. You'll never get results by being comfortable unless you're willing to sacrifice, put petty differences aside, and come together. And some people are so caught up in a trap that ask for questions and expect different results when we say boycott establishes that aren't for you. Hold your money, spend only with people that look like you so you can build your own economy. Stop buying into somebody else's economy, because other races do, what's that called? Group economics, but black people, and it's ridiculous. Group economics, listen, I'm always going to be for group, you can call it racist, whatever you want, but in the long run, I'm for my future and my future generation, and white people and Asian people have been doing it for this long, so why not? Listen, I will be racist all you want. I will do group economics, if that means that my people have a chance. So that's all I want to leave it with. Just know who you are, and especially people who are so-called from diaspora, you should be ashamed of yourselves to be the true predecessors of this country, of Africanism and your divisiveness. Get it together. Have some pride in yourselves, and American black, have pride for yourselves as well, because listen, we've seen firsthand the treatment, and there's no reason why we should be going harder against each other than people who have not really done us right. And I'm talking about the obvious ones who have oppressed us. So that's all I gotta say. please share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at LaronBrand. And yes, you guys, get this word out. And I just hope, just do better. That's all I can say. And though this wasn't too draining, I just hope this message reaches. Alright, you guys. Peace out.